Hello, everyone. Welcome to the CEO Revolution Saturday morning training. I'm Jim Dickinson, and I have with me one way, I think this way, maybe not, Val Campbell. And we have lots of people jumping in on our meeting, so welcome to everyone else. We're happy to have you here. You are welcome to mute your microphone and or camera, depending on your comfort level. We'd love to be able to see your faces while we're talking to you, so if you have a camera and would like to use it, we'd love to be able to see your faces. If you have background noise, please go ahead and mute your microphone until you're ready to talk. The mute button should be down at the bottom of your the window here that you're on. But we're very happy to see all of you here. And I think we're gonna turn it over to Val to welcome everyone now too. Go ahead, Val.
Well, I'm Val Campbell, and I'm really excited to be here. This is going to be an epic year, and Jim said an epic month. And I'm up in the Seattle area, and we are freezing here. We don't get snow that often, but we're getting plenty of it right now. They declared a state of emergency in the state, and the people in Wisconsin are laughing and laughing. But you know, we're sitting on the edge of so much excitement. And many years ago, when I was first approached with this kind of an opportunity, the guy that I was talking to was sharing with me about the large numbers of people in the United States that were struggling financially. And I remember at the time, just so clearly, I thought, no, that can't be. I mean, I had a company with 120 employees, and I knew that I was struggling, but you know, I figured everybody else was doing really great. But I thought, you know, I'm going to go do some research on that. And I came away shocked because I found out that, yeah, in fact, a lot of people, the vast majority of people were struggling. And so in preparation for this morning, I went and pulled up some of the most recent statistics. And what I found is that according to a very recent study, 44% of the families in the United States are struggling to meet their monthly commitments, their monthly needs. An additional 42% have no emergency fund, and they don't have any retirement set aside. So that means that they can't meet a $1,000 emergency without going into debt somewhere. So that's 86% of the population that's struggling or failing financially. In the booming economy, one of the biggest economies, the lowest unemployment rates in history. And why is that? What causes that? Well, of course, the politicians are all going to point their finger at the other party, right, and say it's their fault, elect us. And everybody's going to point to the rich people and say, well, it's got to be the rich people's fault. We're going to tax them or do something to them. But the truth is that we know the reason why. It's because all of those people that are struggling there are either employed or they employ people. They're either working for people or they own a small business, because those two factors are two sides of the same coin. See, employment was never meant to be a permanent financial solution. It's always temporary because you don't own it and you can't control it. It's temporary, and the fact is that employment is always going to be paid at the lowest cost of replacement, because eventually somebody is going to mechanize something and they're going to replace something. The people in the next block or the next city or the next country are going to do it cheaper, and that's going to affect the wages. Now, if you're an employer, you've got this situation where you've got all of these economic factors, and every time there's a struggle in the economy or everything, it hits you. So what we're describing is the effects of what we call the 5 I's, right? Income tax, interest, inflation, insurances, and international or interstate competition. And those factors, if you're in a controlled situation, they're always working on you. That means we've got 100 million households in the United States that are struggling financially, and most of them looking for some kind of solution. Now, we're going to talk about today a company that we can affiliate with that has the solution to these needs. The company has tools and products that help people with their existing cash flow situation to redirect some of that and be able to apply it specifically to fix some of those issues. And then that company also has a solution to be able to provide these families with income. So this is something that we've really got, you know, I don't know of any market that's better than money, right? Is there any product that's better than money if you're a business person? Okay, so Jim, you've got a video I think you're going to flip the screen over and show, right?
I am. Y'all can see that okay?
Yep.
Can you hear it?
No. So we're screen sharing, but we're not audio sharing.
I see. Well, I guess we should have tested that better.
Yeah, we should have done a dry run.
So
we can provide a link so people can go and look at it. How's that?
Yeah, no, I'll actually tell you exactly how, because the first thing we're going to go to is I'm going to show, let me just close some of these other windows over here so that I focus on what I'm talking about. All right, so this is actually your myEcon homepage, and a lot of things that we talk about, especially for brand new myEcon members, is Income Shift Pro in our team, because that's a fantastic internet marketing tool that is customized and ready to go, turnkey for building your myEcon business using internet marketing techniques. But then what happens is many people don't even realize that this stuff is even here, that there's actually a company website that actually has some great resources on it. So one of those is the video, and I was going to show that. But if you go to your myEcon page, my econ name is Start123, so mine is start123.myecon.net. That will bring you to this page that has this little slider here that's got happy people making money and enjoying their life. But it also has this opportunity video here that explains what myEcon is, where it came from, and what it does, what the income shifting membership does. And so this is actually a good supplemental video to the Income Shift Pro video, which kind of goes over the whole package. It's 35 minutes long or so, and this is a under 5-minute video. So this gives you a real good, quick 5-minute overview, and we were going to try to play that here. So I would encourage you to come check this out. We'll sort this out so that I will be able to play this next week. I guarantee it. I'll figure it out. But the opportunity of this company is a big one. This is a 14-year-old company. They were started in 2005, so I think my math is pretty good on that. It'll be coming up on 15 years eventually, but I'm pretty sure 14 is still right. And you have within this company a fantastic set of tools. I like to refer to it as the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University on steroids. How many of you are familiar with Dave Ramsey? You all know the Dave Ramsey plan. My wife and I, very good. My wife and I are fans of that. We have followed Dave Ramsey, and she has tried to get me straight on Dave Ramsey for a long time. Gazelle intense. She is, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. She is the, I'm the free spirit, and she is the nerd. And she keeps tracking numbers and wants to pay off debt and wants security and a solid financial situation. And she's a very hard worker, and eventually you guys will get a chance to meet her. She's doing other things right now, so she's not participating in the business with me directly, but we have done business together, and we intend to do business together again in myEcon in the future. But she has tried to get me involved in Dave Ramsey, so I have a couple of the money makeover books and know the baby steps inside and out, and we also have done our best to follow them. We've had an emergency fund. As soon as we learned to do that, we got the emergency fund together, and I'll tell you what, it is true that emergencies do not show up nearly as much when you are ready for it. When you're ready for an emergency, they don't happen. And when emergencies have come, it's been amazing to see that we have more ability in our budget to move things around and deal with the emergency without ever touching our emergency fund. So it was exciting to find myEcon and find that they taught these baby steps in their own way, but they did so much more. So going in and step number one, when you're working a job and you're a W-2 employee, to go adjust your W-4 so that you're getting more money out of your paycheck and you're not handing too much money to the government to hold on, in the hopes that maybe you'll get it back next year when you file your return, to try to get a refund of the money that you've handed to them that was too much. So that's number one, and that has been an eye-opener. We've been in business before. Val, you and I have talked about this, that we've done business before in other companies, and with our teams, one of the things we've had to spend a lot of time talking about is trying to understand how to run a home-based business and what are the benefits and how to take deductions and file your taxes and do all those things. And we've turned to other resources to try to support that training, as we had to try to teach our group not just about the comp plan and the products of that company, but also just how to be a business owner and change your mindset about how now I run a home-based business now. That unlocks all of these other tax benefits and other benefits that employees don't get. And this company is actually all about that very thing. It's about all the different ways that you can improve your personal financial situation. So like I said, Financial Peace University on steroids, because baby step number 1.5 is start a small business and get things going so that you can increase your revenue. We're not going to suggest that you get a job delivering pizzas on the weekends. That'll wreck your car. But instead, get a home-based business, not a job, so that you can then start taking tax deductions and reducing your taxable income on your very next filing. You can start to deduct normal expenses that you already have and already are spending money on, deduct those expenses and start taking advantage of all the benefits of doing that. So myEcon has a fantastic set of tools, and we're going to segue right into Val, do you have anything you want to add about that before I segue into kind of this orientation of all the tools?
I guess the only thing that I really want to add is that just to see you hit it right on the head. If you're an employee, the tax code was not written to help you at all. There's no benefit there. They're just going to tax your income. You're not getting any of the benefits that are afforded to the deductions for small business people. And the ability to take part of your income, current income, and transfer that over to pay down debt and also to create a permanent income, that's magic. That is just magic. I was talking to a guy just last night, and he's looking for some part-time stuff because he's got a job and he's looking for a part-time thing to kind of help make ends meet. And I said, well, then what? What are you going to do? Another part-time after that, and maybe another part-time after that? I said, at some point in time, we need to stop, get off the income thing, the job thing, and get onto a permanent income thing. Get the solution in place. So I think you hit it right on the head.
Okay, good. So if I could bring your attention to my screen over here, when you get an income shifting membership and join our team as an associate of myEcon, we provide you with hours and hours of training just on running the business and getting familiar with things. And that starts immediately with setting up your account so that you get your bank account information in there so you can receive payments, so you get your PayPal in there so you can receive payments that come from Income Shift Pro, all that kind of stuff. We have training for that. I'm not going to cover any of that today, but I am going to say that when you become a new affiliate or associate of myEcon, there are all kinds of other tools that get forgotten because we're focused on getting you started and getting you started building your business using the internet marketing techniques. This company existed long before internet marketing was a hot item, and it has gone through a new revolution of growth since internet marketers caught on to it and started to really develop systems like Income Shift Pro. So before those times, it was very much a traditional network marketing model, and but they're very forward thinking, very technology oriented. Did you know that there is a myEcon app that you have on your phone? I want to start with that. You can download that. I'll show you where in just a minute. But this myEcon app, you sign into it and you have tools available to you right there. I know that you probably can't see that because my window is really small right now, but you have tools including presentation. And if you hit the presentation button, it shows you that you've got some videos that you can use and show right from your phone to someone. And it will begin to play that video right from your phone, and it is the myEcon presentation. So you could actually give presentations from your phone directly. And I don't think many new people know that or understand that those tools are available. So there's more like a regular presentation, and then there's the video that's on the homepage. So you actually have both of those right there as well, so you can watch the video from your phone as well. When you are a myEcon associate, you also have this web page, and on this web page you have a products tab at the top, and you can give someone this link and they can see all the different products that you have. This is this is the front end of your myEcon back office. This is the front office. So if people come in the front office, the store, this is all the things they have, and you can use links to any of these to give to other people if you want to promote the ID Defender product. This is the link right here that you would hand out to people or post on your classified ads or wherever you're promoting. And this goes over all of the product, and almost every single page has a video as well. This one is probably the only one that doesn't, but it shows screenshots of what it looks like inside the actual product when you buy it. I've subscribed to this. I did it early in December. Right after signing up for the business, I went through. I'm a firm believer of being a product of the product. That's often used in the health and wellness industry. Go start taking the products and be a product of the product, and that helps you give testimonials and say how well the product works, because you can give your personal experience of how it works. And you even hear on the ads on the radio, I hear it all the time, and I think, wow, these guys buy everything so that they can do ads on the radio. But, you know, the radio announcer will say, and I had this painting company come out to my house and paint my house, and they did a fantastic job. Well, that's because that's on purpose. The painting company says, let's come out and do your job, you know, and do your house for you, and then you can talk about what a good job we did. That's important part of marketing, is to get that first person validation of what you're trying to say, but then also gather other people's testimony. That's called third-party validation, and that is super important as well, which is why you hear people talk about how myEcon is helping them, and we gather those testimonials. You can go on YouTube and see all kinds of people giving testimonials of how they've improved their cash flow, what they've done to make their lives better using myEcon. So you go be a product of the product. Subscribe to this. It's $8.99 a month for an individual plan, or you can get the whole family. I think it covers 5 people. You have 5 family members for $15 a month. Sign up for this and see how it works. Did you know that it comes with antivirus software for your computer? And it's good. It's Bitdefender. It's a good, I'm a computer nerd, by the way. I don't think I said that anywhere in my introductions, but I'm a senior systems administrator at a fairly large law firm in downtown Phoenix. And I have been in the IT industry for over 25 years. I know my computer stuff really well, which is why some people think I'm this big guru or something else. No, I just do this stuff all day long. It comes easy for me because that's what I do. But Bitdefender is good software, and you get it included in your $8.99 a month to put on your computer to help protect you from not just viruses, but any kind of malware and ransomware and stuff. And it protects you and your identity to make sure you're not getting your credit card numbers stolen or your bank account information stolen or your passwords and so on. Great. It's really good stuff. So it's well worth it, and I can vouch for it coming from my background. If you want to sell Cash Flow Manager to existing home business owners, if you know someone who's what we call a solopreneur, they run a business. Maybe they have a truck and they clean windows at restaurants, and it's just them. Well, they probably aren't using QuickBooks. They probably aren't using Peachtree or some other fancy accounting software. So they're probably just trying to keep the books, you know, they maybe use a spreadsheet or something. They try to keep their records as best they can. You can introduce this software to them and say, this is going to put everything in the cloud. You're going to take pictures of your receipts. You can record your income. It's super easy to keep track of everything. It even has GPS tracking for your mileage. So as you're going from point A to point B for business, it will keep track of it for you. You put in your odometer reading to start and hit the button, and it tracks it and records it right into your check register. Basically, it keeps a whole register of everything, including pictures of your receipt. This is a pretty cool piece of software, and it has a mobile app that you can use to take pictures right away. So I use this. I signed up for it on day one. Other products available, smart credit system. You want to just sell that? Let me explain something to you about the smart credit system. It costs $99.95 for someone who doesn't want to do the income shifting membership. It's $99.95. It's not a monthly fee. It's just one time. But they buy that, and then they can sign in and use it forever. They just can keep using it. You can sell that, and that generates $70 of commissionable volume. And that CV is what pays everyone in your organization. So that gets distributed among your organization. So that $99.95 generates $70 of commissionable volume. And of that, if you're an EVP, you make 60% in straight up commission from that sale. You make 40% if you're a marketing director. So you could get started in the business, start working on learning internet marketing if you've never done that before, and you're going to learn and try to work on that. And then in the meantime, start promoting these products that are on your products page and earn commissions directly. Every month, you want monthly residual commissions right away? Start selling the monthly things that we've got. So for example, sell ID Defender, sell credit monitoring, promote that. This is actually a pretty cool program. It keeps track of your scores. Through it, you can order credit reports super cheap. You can order it costs $4 for the Experian report and $8 for all three. And it gives you your credit score over all three of those, plus analyzes what you need to do to improve that credit score. It'll tell you why you scored what you scored. And then it monitors it. So it keeps track of changes and notifies you, hey, a new account has been added to your credit score. Or, hey, there's been a change in the reporting of this account on your credits. So we before myEcon, we were paying, I think it was close to $60 a month for the Experian package of credit monitoring, because my wife has been working on improving our credit every way she can. We got this, and she's like, oh, I'll have to look at that because that's going to save us a ton of money too. So this, do you know how much this costs? It pays every 6 months. You have to pay for it, and it is super cheap. Let me click on Get Started, and I'll show you. It's like $26 for 6 months. Of course, it's going to load slow for me while I'm trying to hurry. So $23.95. Sorry, I was wrong. It's $23.95 for 6 months. Now, so that is going to generate commissions for you every 6 months when people sign up for this. Every time they renew, you're going to get paid a residual, recurring income. So what I'm trying to tell you is you have products immediately that can begin to generate commissions for you right away. This is a business in a box. Roadside assistance also, that will generate monthly commissions. They aren't huge, but if you promote these and start doing it, you want huge commissions, start selling a smart credit system. That's only one time, but here's the other thing about the smart credit system. It promotes income shifting. So there are many people that I've encountered on Facebook and elsewhere as I've been looking for people and talking to people and promoting. They're in myEcon, and this is their one promotion. They don't use Income Shift Pro. They use the smart credit system to promote their business. And how do they do it? They tell everyone they are credit coaches, and they get them buying the smart credit system. And then once they buy the smart credit system, they have a customer now, and they can then talk to them about the rest of the income shifting. Once you get your credit in order, do you want to keep going? Do you want to do other things? So they work them into getting other products. So I'm going to go into the back office now. I think I've spent enough time on these products. You can come in here and you can promote any of those links to sell coffee or liquid vitamin product. Boy, I looked at the label on that because I'm a nerd. And I looked at it's got like 200 things on it. It was going on and on and on. It took me a half hour to get through the whole label talking to my wife. Did you know it has this and this and this? You know, wow, it's got a lot of stuff in it. And I think it doesn't taste too bad. My wife's not a fan of it, but she is a fan of health. And so she would drink that. I mean, she's she used to drink apple cider vinegar. Ugh. So, okay. Yeah, right. So I'm going to, I hit join now instead of log in. See, I'm just babbling on, wasting time. Let's go log in. And I'm going to show you when you go into this back office, these are the things that you have. And so the other things, aside from getting things set up with Income Shift Pro, so you can start getting that system working and getting your myEcon set up in your My Account area so that you can make sure that you can get paid your commissions and so on, and that you have your picture and your address. You need to make sure you have all that stuff in there so that you're legitimate and you look good on your page with, you know, you look like you're in actual business. You come in here and you correct your W-4. When you click on this, it takes you directly to some training, and you start just working down through this. These are different forms of the same training. So the top one is the video, but then there's also a PowerPoint you could use if you want to give this presentation in a networking group you're going to, a group of business people or whatever that you want to go to. There's a PDF that you could hand out, and then talking points are your notes to use while you're giving the presentation. If they give you everything that you need to give the presentation or just to follow it yourself, and that's what you should do. You should come in and be the product of the product. If you have a W-2 job, come in here and fix your W-4 so that you can see an increase in oh, here's a gift. We now have unlimited minutes on our meeting. I'm going to ramble on. I'm kidding. So the next thing you do is learn how to do tax record keeping. Zoom just told me I had unlimited minutes on this meeting. Isn't that nice of them? It was a gift. So thank you, Zoom. The first thing you do is you come in here and you learn how to use this app. You download the app and you learn how to use it. It just goes, it's real simple. You just go through and follow. It just tells you how to do each thing. So it can be kind of boring if you're familiar with that sort of thing. But otherwise, you go through and learn, hey, this is how you add an income. This is how you add an expense. This is how you take pictures and capture receipts. Here's how you attach the receipt to the item. Here's a, and then there's the PC version. And that training, if you click on that, you see it just gives you a video. And this is going to show you how to use Cash Flow Manager on the PC. So you go right down the nines here, just write down the numbers, tax recordkeeping, then learn how to do debt elimination. I'm not going to go into this a lot because I think it has some of my personal information, but this explains how to use the debt elimination tool, and then you can begin, there's a form to fill out below that, and you begin to put in your information. It'll remember that because it's associated to your login account, and it will use that in the other tools as well to say, oh, well, see, you're saving this much money on your W-4, you're saving this much money because you've gone through your budget and you found ways to cut back in other areas, and so we're going to put that as savings, and then use this money, let's add that up and apply it to your debt. And here's how you're going to eliminate all the debt that you've told us you have. List every debt account that you have, and then it will say, hey, this will be paid off in this amount of time and this amount of time and this amount of time. So by the year 2089, you're going to be out of debt. It lists it right down to the month of how fast you'll be able to put this debt down. So in mine, it's like 2022. Okay, I can handle 3 years more with a plan on how to pay down my debt. And as my myEcon income goes up, I'm going to update that, and it'll show even more. Now, talk about giving you hope. That's one of the things that Dave Ramsey does, is he gives people hope that they can get out of their debt. And on Fridays, on his radio show, people drive to Tennessee so they can go out in a little booth out in the lobby and get on the radio and yell, we're debt free.
The debt elimination scream.
They want that. They want to be able to yell that. And some can't make it there, but they'll call and they'll yell, we're debt free over the phone. You can now provide people with even better tools than Dave Ramsey's tools. And not only a plan to how to get out of debt, but a plan on how to increase cash flow so they can get out of debt even faster. That is what this company is bringing to people. That is exciting. So all of these tools are available to you, and I don't want you to get lost in trying to get Income Shift Pro running and set up. You can start becoming a product of the product right away. The value of the membership at $35 a month that's super cheap for all this. If you've bought the Financial Peace University, it's $150, I think. You know, you go to your nearest church and ask how much it costs to go join the class and get the kit. It's about $150. We're talking $50 and then $35 a month for just this part. So I strongly believe in the value of Income Shift Pro. And that's just a different beast. It's a different animal that is the whole front end for dealing with the internet and getting them to come in and see what you've got. But while you're doing that, if you don't come to myEcon with a list already with people that you're, a following, if you don't already have an internet brand, like some people, I mean, you look at them, you go, we have some leaders in our group that they became super big leaders really fast. They're platinum in a few weeks because they brought with them people. Maybe some of you are those people. I've been in touch with Daniel for quite some time. I was in Now Lifestyle before he was, and I left shortly after he showed up. So I've just kind of kept tabs with him over time because I thought there's a guy that's really busting it. He's doing a lot of good things. And I just kept in touch. And so eventually something caught my eye about him, doing something else for 2019. And so that's how I got involved with myEcon, is he said, hey, go look at that. And I did. And I thought, well, okay, now that's a thing, because I've been a big fan of that thing with Dave Ramsey. And now I get to be a big fan of that thing as my own business. So go into the document center and familiarize yourself with this. You have lots of things that you can do in your back office. They have a ton of stuff in here. It just doesn't look like it, but there's layers and layers of things. If you click all, you can see there's all kinds of stuff in here. You want to know how the comp plan works? I guess we'll have a training on that at some point, but all of these documents down here explain the comp plan, and they go into fine detail. There should be no surprises. Again, I'm a nerd. I don't always expect other people to do this, but I was asking Daniel for these documents before I signed up. And then I came and studied them again and again after I signed up, so that, because it's important to me to know exactly what I have to do to get paid and succeed. So these documents, I came in here and immediately watched the training videos. I needed to understand the base shop, and we're going to have a training about that in the future, because the base shop is genius. The base shop is amazing. I don't know how, I can't use fancy words enough to describe how smart this whole base shop concept is. I don't know if there's a real name for the compensation plan itself, but I call it the base shop compensation plan, because the base shop is the incubator for making money. That's where you create your wealth. And if everyone just focuses on that, when you want to explain the comp plan to somebody, just explain the base shop. And so I'll give you some easy ways to understand it and explain it in the future training, but we're going to go over that. That base shop is critical, but you can learn all about it here. You can read the legalese as to where the gotchas are, and there aren't any. It's just pretty straight up. This is how you get paid. Because I have gone through the comp plans of many companies, and I'll tell you, there are little gotchas. Oh, you have to make sure you qualify this way, and you have to qualify that way. And in order to make money here, you got to make sure you have that and this and that, and stand on your left foot only for an hour. And, there's a lot of things you have to do to qualify for money. And there isn't. So a lot of great resources are in here, and you should spend some time going through these. Start doing the smart credit system. You have a good credit score? I don't care. Go in here and learn something new about how you can make it even better, because there are ways to do that you probably haven't thought of. They're there. And then the income shifting membership gives you access to more stuff. So this is your smart credit system. You tap into this. This will give you access directly to your side. You don't have to go through the front end of the store. You go in through your end. Cash Flow Manager, start using it. Start using Cash Flow Manager. When you go in through this way, you're already paid for it and everything. It's included in your income shifting membership. But you come in here and you can see, what date did I create this? I signed up on 12/13. I'll just let you know that right now. On the next day, I'm like, all right, let's go see what we got. Let's go have a look. I created my first Cash Flow Manager right there. And so you just come in here and hit create a new one, name it, and it's a business one, so you save it. And the reason why you choose business or home is because then it gives you a pre-made list of the kinds of things you want to record and keep track of, because those are the ones that are tax deductible. Okay. So set it up and start using it. How many of you, raise your hand. I can see most of you on video. Raise your hand if you're using this. Are you using Cash Flow Manager right now? Okay. Those of you who didn't raise your hand, come on in. Someone has that's Val's bicycle was raising his hand. Now, some of you may have other tools, but if you don't have any tool for keeping track of your business, you need to be using this. And frankly, you should probably be using it anyway, just so that you can speak about it. You can show other people, because not everyone's going to have a tool. They're brand new to the home-based business market. That'll be the first time that they've gotten involved in a home-based business. So get in there and start using that. All right. I think I have reached the end of my rant about going in here. Please go in here and start using this stuff. And now I'd like to turn it over to Val if he has anything he wants to add, and then just some Q&A afterward. The rest of you, if you don't have any questions for us today, you're welcome to go, but you're welcome to hang out. We'll hang out until we get some questions, and we'll answer them for you, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen, and you guys, Val, go ahead, take it.
Well, that's just great. I really appreciate you taking the time and kind of wheeling through some of the features of what this company has to offer. And I would just like to throw out here for anybody who's seeing this, who's been given this video and suggested that they could take a look at this. And I'm just going to say, get started, right? Get started. Wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, get started, because procrastination is our enemy. And you don't need to know anything more than where you're at and what you are to just get started and start doing something. And then as time goes on, you can learn more and more and more, because this is like that elephant we all heard about. How do you eat it? One bite at a time. And there's a lot here. There's so much that can be gained. And I promise you, if you just get involved and start moving forward, a year from now, you're going to look backwards going, boy, I'm doing all this stuff. I've got all this business going on. And this is going to be a great year.